Today we're doing a watercolor drawing, and we're going to do a fall drawing that shows space. Space is one of our art words, and it shows distance. And there's three ways to show distance. One is to make things go back to a vanishing point. That's one way. Another way is the size of objects. The closer you are, the bigger the object or person is. The farther away you are, the smaller it is. And the third way is by color. So here it's dark in front, and then it gradually gets very light. So you're going to do a drawing with a horizon line which divides the sky and the land. And you're going to use a vanishing point. This will be a review for some of you. A vanishing point is the point that the road or a river or a path is going to go to. Your eye is going to make it look like, if you're looking at something, it would look like it's going to a point. Of course it doesn't really, but that's how our eye sees it. So what you're going to do, you're going to have a paper, and it's going to have the fall landscape painting. You're going to quickly sketch 3 ideas. You're not doing a lot of details because this is not your final one. Quickly, horizon line does not need to be straight. Vanishing point, let's say I might want to do a river. What kind of things are by a river? Well, I might have some trees. Whoops, you know what? I already made a mistake. That one's far away. It should be small. And notice I'm not doing details. This is not a 4th and 5th grade way of drawing a tree. We're not going to do it on our final. This is just so I can kind of tell, oh, I think I want a tree there, and maybe I'll put a barn up here. That's one idea. Now my second idea, maybe I want to have a field. This is my vanishing point here. I'm going to have a field, and in my field I'm going to have some pumpkins growing. And again, I'm not doing super detailed pumpkins, just to give the idea, and I might want to put a barn here too. And third idea, oh, maybe I want to do something like the haunted house like we did before. So I'm going to do a road, I'm going to do a path, and the rocks in front are going to be big, and then they're going to get smaller, 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 and maybe I'll have, let's see, maybe my house will be here, and maybe I can have like a tree here, and a moon. I have my 3 ideas. Then I'm going to decide which one I'm going to do. Or you might decide you want to do a combination. That's okay too. So I said, I think I'm going to do a combination of these 2. And then you're going to follow the directions, just like we did for our sculptures. The directions are on your paper. You need to go through the steps, and there'll be examples over here too. So the first step is lightly draw a horizon line across your paper. Horizon lines are not straight lines where the line between the sky and the land. So my line's not going to be straight. With watercolor painting, we don't do a lot of drawing, and we're just very lightly sketching out our design, and then I'll show you when we start watercoloring. We're not going to get super exact even in our watercolor drawing. And then you're going to do your vanishing point. It says draw a vanishing point and a path, road, or river. I am going to have mine be a path, and sometimes paths aren't exactly straight. So I'm going to make mine a little curvy. And now I get to start painting. It says wet the top half of the paper. This is important. Oh, my brush wasn't completely clean there, but it's okay because I'm going to use blue paint anyway. It's important to wet it because I really want your paint to spread and to look more like a sky. So then I'm going to take my, sorry you can't see this, I'm going to take my paint, I'm going to go around and around a little bit, and I'm going to put it. And the paper is already wet, and so it's going to spread very nicely. You shouldn't be dipping, if you're having a hard time getting it to spread, it's probably too dry. Probably the biggest thing that most people do when they're starting to paint is they don't use enough water. Now that doesn't mean make a big mess, but it does mean to make sure you have enough water on your brush so the paint can spread. Sorry, you can't see that very well. So I'm going to just get a little wet. I don't want to see my brush strokes. That's another reason why I want to make it really wet, so it just kind of blends. I'm going to give you a paper towel. If you want to blot it a little bit, maybe make it look like clouds a little bit, you can try that as well. Now, I'm going to wet the bottom half of the paper, and I'm going to paint the ground. It says paint the path, road, or river a different color. These 2 should be different, or you won't be able to tell where your path is. So once again, I'm going to wet it I know it's a little bit of blue because my water. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm also going to leave a little space between my sky and my ground. Why do you think that would be? Okay, I'm going to leave a little bit of a space because I don't want, it's a little wet there. Where I touch it, the color will mix. Now, if you remember, I said one of the ways that we can show distance is to show color. So you know what? I should have started with my darker color down below and worked up to the top. I'm going to do that now. Instead of re-recording it, you can just see sometimes teachers make mistakes. I'm making a mistake, I'm just going to blot it. Whoops, but I have my paintbrush in my hand. There, you can do that too. If you make a mistake, you can just blot, blot, blot with your paper. And I'm just going to go ahead. You might want to do more of a brownish color for fall, or green mixed with brown. It's totally up to you. Now the farther I go back, the lighter I'm going to get. And at the very end, I can get that line where the horizon line, where the sky meets the ground. And I might want to come back and get this a little bit darker here. And then, whenever you change colors, of course you should know this, rinse, 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 wipe, 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 whenever you change colors. So now the path, I can do my path, and again I can do dark and go back and gradually get lighter and lighter and lighter. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to add buildings.